joining us now on the Boardwalk Honda Hotline. Nick Bogdanovich, he is the Director of Trading for William Hill USA. That's right. Listen, with William Hill, you have 150 ways to bet on the NFL draft. And we appreciate Nick joining us now here on 97.3 ESPN. Nick, how you doing the day before the draft?
Doing great, guys. Jonesing for some sports, but yeah, we're ready for the draft in the next 24 to 36 hours.
I'm sure you are. And my first question to get us started right now, Nick, is, considering the fact that the draft is being so talked about this week, there's so much conversation going on out there. How do you feel like? Is there anything specifically different this time round when it comes to people placing bets on the NFL draft? Like, because of all the rumors, do you feel like there's more anticipation? Do you feel like there's more uncertainty? What do you feel like you are seeing coming in sort of the betting lines and the money?
Yeah, no question. This is a different year for sure, for two different reasons. One, there's just nothing else going on, so all eyes are focused on this draft. So all the bookmakers pretty much got together and put out a completely bigger menu than they normally would. Instead of being 40 or 50 props, there's 150 or 200 props. So, that's just the way it is. It's just a bigger menu, and there's really nothing else to bet on. So the combination of those two factors is going to be the biggest handle all the books have seen when it comes to NFL draft betting.
Absolutely, Nick, and thanks again for spending some time with us. And on top of expanding the menu, for William and Hill in New Jersey, of course, you have Eagles fans, and then up north you have the the Giants and the Jets. So speak to the local menu as well, and I guess the strategy in coming up with more content for the William and Hill New Jersey clientele.
Yeah, exactly. You just try to put in as many things as you possibly can. It's funny, the Giants are sort of the key to this, one of the keys to this draft, because depending on who they take, the rest is going to fall in place. I still personally think they're going to go out and get an offensive lineman, but if they take Isaiah Simmons, this thing could all get whacked around. So. They are right in the middle of this, the key to this draft. I think that the draft starts at 3. I think 1 and 2 are a mortal lock. You never know when a wild owner or GM will do something really crazy. But I do think the draft starts at 3, and the 3 pick and the 4 pick definitely will set the tone for this draft.
So what is the most overwhelming, maybe one-sided wager so far leading up to the draft? What's a bet that just the majority of the public is making right now, and it's something that you guys put on the menu that has been successful so far?
Probably I think that was a polite way of you saying what was the worst line you put out, and there's probably a lot of those.
No, not at all.
No, I am joking. The offensive lineman, I think I missed the boat there. I opened at 5.5 over 30, and that thing's bet up to like either 5.5 over $5 or a lot of places 6.5. So the offensive linemen and the wide receivers were sort of similar. We both opened them 5.5, and they both got bet over pretty well. So it'll be interesting to see just how many offensive linemen go in that first round. But that's probably the line that moved the most, and the bookmaker was probably wrong on that one, and the professional bettors will probably be right on that one.
Nick, what's your favorite offering that you guys have on William and Hill right now? Maybe something fun, something new. I know you have like a bet or a wager for Mr. Irrelevant. So what's something maybe in that category that you can share with the listeners?
Yeah, Mr. Irrelevant, actually our marketing director came up with that. He said, hey, who's going to be the last player taken? And obviously you couldn't put up a field of 500 guys, so we did it by position. So you can bet, will the last guy be taken in the draft be a quarterback or a running back or a wide receiver? So we're just trying to give a little love to Mr. Irrelevant. But you know what? I think my favorite one was, the running back thing is interesting to me because running back is such a star position, and the fact that there may not be one taken in the first round, to me, it just blows my mind. I mean, so we opened right now. There will be a running back taken in the first round as a small favorite, like minus 150 that there will be. But DeAndre Swift has fallen in a lot of drafts. I mean, early on he was penciled in like the 26 hole. Now he's like in the 32.5 hole. So there may not be a running back taken in the first round of an NFL draft, which to me is surprising.
We got Nick Bogdanovich joining us here on the Boardwalk on the hotline on 97.3 ESPN. Make sure you go to williamhill.us to sign up or download the William Hill mobile sports app. You have an opportunity to bet on the NFL draft. Again, starts tomorrow night, first round, second and third round on Friday. Then the third day is the rest. Nick, one of the things a lot of people have been talking about is the quarterbacks. Obviously, most people assume that Burrow is going to go number one overall. But what kind of action have you seen going on with players like Tua Tagovailoa, Justin Herbert, a guy like maybe Jalen Hurts, Jordan Love? You know, what do you feel? What are you seeing numbers-wise, movement, money-wise when it comes to those guys?
Yeah, let's start with Jalen Hurts, since most of the talk has been about Tua the entire draft. He is the most polarizing figure in this draft. But Jalen Hurts, we opened draft position like 65.5, and he's down to like 59.5. So there's been a lot of late love for Mr. Hurts. People are really thinking he's going to go in the second round. So we'll see if they're correct on that. But as far as Tua, everything Tua's probably has the most money and most tickets involved. A long time ago, we opened him 4.5, and he initially got that bet down to 3.5, and now he's like 3.5 over minus $3. So all the late money has been against Tua. They think that his wrist is a problem, his hip may not be fully healed, and they see him dropping. In fact, I put up a prop, will he drop out of the top 10? And if you think he drops out of the top 10, you can get plus 450 for your money, so 100 would win you 450. So Tua is really the most polarizing figure in this draft. I do think that Tua either will go 5 or 6. Personally, I think Tua goes 5 to Miami and Herbert will go 6 to the Chargers. But he is definitely the most polarizing figure in this draft.
Of course, we are an Eagles country with the Eagles Radio Network affiliate. All of our Eagle fans are dying to find out what the Eagles do at 21st overall. So what are some of the prop bets that are available for you guys at William Hill when it comes to the Eagles?
Yeah, obviously we know they're probably going to take a wide receiver, but at that point you're just going to go on what happened in front of you. So there might be a player that is just so good to pass up that you skip the wide receiver position and just go with that best player, but we won't know until that day. But I do think Justin Jefferson will end up in Philly. Desperate need of a wide receiver, and I don't think they'll get any of the big three. The big three being Judy, CD Lamb, and Ruggs. But I think Jefferson's every bit as good as those guys. And early on, they were talking about T. Higgins, and even if he ended up with T. Higgins, I think that would be a good pick for the Eagles, even though a lot of people have him dropping out of the first round.
Nick, one more for you, and we appreciate your time here on 97.3 ESPN. Again, williamhill.us to sign up or download the William Hill mobile sports betting app today so you get in on all the NFL draft action. Nick, I'm curious, maybe not from a gambling perspective, but just a personal perspective. Is there a player in this draft that you are really interested in seeing where they end up going?
I'm sort of the Raiders are moving to Vegas, so I'm really curious to who they take in the first round. They need receiver help as well. They're sort of in the same boat as the Eagles, so I'd like to see them get CD Lamb out of Oklahoma, but I think we're going to take Jerry Jeudy. But just because this will be the first year we have an NFL team, I'm sort of most interested in what they do with that first pick, and I'd like to see him take CD Lamb out of Oklahoma.
And probably just because you said all that, it'll probably be Henry Ruggs either way. So
Exactly. Hey, listen, the one thing I do know is you're going to see some crazy stuff come Thursday night. Some GM's going to make a wild pick, and it's going to set the dominoes falling, and we're going to see some goofy stuff. But this is the most anticipated draft I can ever remember, obviously, because of the COVID time, and it's a deep draft. Some teams can really make some hay in this draft and really improve their team. So if someone hits on 2 or 3 picks in this draft, they could be in really good shape.
Well, people can get some really good shape if they get to WilliamHill.us or download the William Hill mobile app, because they can make some hay with you guys online opportunities. Let's people leave their house. They don't have to go anywhere to actually bet on the NFL draft because of technology today in 2020. It's been Nick Bogdanovich with us on the Boardwalk Honda hotline. Again, WilliamHill.us or the William Hill Sports mobile app. Nick, appreciate your time today.
Thank you. Enjoy the draft and stay safe, guys.